Good morning. My name is Namni Kotukoda and I am a graduate teacher applying for a class position at your school. Today I will walk you through a single lesson designed for a diverse Year 5 English class in your Western Sydney Government School which operates a positive behavior for learning framework built on 3 expectations. Be kind, be brave and be your best. The lesson sits within a digital citizenship unit titled Respectful Online Communication, focusing on persuasive writing. My purpose is to demonstrate how planning, instruction, and behavior support grounded in policy and theory create a safe, inclusive, and engaging classroom for every learner. Before planning, I analyzed who is in the room. My class of 26 is culturally and linguistically diverse. Most of them are settled and respond well to consistent routines. However, 4 students require targeted or individual support. Let me begin with Amara. She's a Tier 3 student with cerebral palsy who uses wheelchair. Under NCCD framework, Amara requests substantial adjustments. She has an individual education plan and receives SLSO support 3 times per week. Zara is also Tier 3 student with generalized anxiety and selective mutism. Her NCCD level is supplementary adjustments. Zara speaks in writing and one-on-one with targeted trusted adults, but becomes visibly distressed when asked to speak publicly or when change the routines without warning. Her IEP is non-negotiable. Ethan is a Tier 2 student recently involved in cyberbullying incident. He sent retaliatory messages after being targeted himself. He is on restorative adjustments, agreements, and weekly counselor check-ins, and he withdraws when publicly signaled out. So I will differentiate process and environment for him. And the final one is Ryan, also Tier 2 student, has history of low-level disruption, calling out off-task behavior that escalates when he is confronted publicly. He had 2 suspensions this year and re-entry agreement with daily check-ins, Ryan response to movement breaks, private redirections, and specific praise. These learners need not optional considerations, but they shape my professional responsibilities under 3 key policies documents: Disability Standard for Education 2005, New South Wales Student Behaviour Policy 2024, and Australian Professional Standard for Teachers. Next slide is about lesson design and explicit instructions. My lesson follows a clear, explicit instruction model to reduce cognitive load and maximize predictability. The learner intentions are: use persuasive language to argue for respectful online communication. The success criteria are threefold. Name 3 persuasive devices, state a clear position and back it with a reason and example. Here is the lesson flow. Step 1. Settle start. The learning goal is on the board with 2-minute think task. What does respect look like online? Step 2. Explicit model. I do a teacher think aloud, modeling how to use a persuasive device like inclusive language. We all want to feel safe online. Step 3. Chunk and check for understanding. Step 4. Guided practice. Step 5. Collaborate. The class co-built Be Kind online teacher. Step 6. Independent practice. You do students write their opening persuasive sentences. And step 7. Exit ticket. One persuasive sentence that states a position with a reason. The MTSS framework organizes the entire lesson. Tier 1. Universal routines, explicit instructions, smooth transitions. Tier 2. Ryan has a movement break role built in, and Ethan has a structured role with private check-ins. Tier 3. Amara has accessible seating, adapted materials, and additional time. Sarah can participate through written responses and 101 with me or SLSO. Next slide is about student adjustments and inclusive practices. Now, Let me show you how MTSS translates into specific adjustments across content, process, product, and environment. For Amara, her substantial adjustments include accessible seating at a group table, that is environment, adapted material in large print or digital content, a scribe or voice to text or like her exit ticket, product and additional time for all tasks, process. For Sarah, her supplementary adjustments includes a visual timetable with warnings, before transitions, environment, all written instructions like content, the option to write or type her persuasive sentence instead of speaking, product, and one-on-one check-ins with me, never cold calling process. For Ethan, targeted Tier 2 supports include structured roles as the digital scribe during the construction of the charter, plus a private check-in before the lesson to preview the cyberbullying discussion. Ryan, targeted supports include a designated movement break, for example, distributing material and private redirections using a quiet, agreed hand signal. I monitor and review effectiveness using on-task data, exit ticket analysis, and notes from SLSO or counselor check-ins. Positive behavior begins with relationships. I greet every student at the door by name, drawing on McDonald's 2019 framework that students who feel known and valued are less likely to disrupt. My verbal communication includes specific praise tied to BPL values. For example, thank you for waiting, that was so kind, wait time for processing. For Zara, I provide written feedback on her work instead of asking her to speak. My nonverbal communication includes proximity, agreed hand signals for bathroom or water, thumbs up for checking understanding, visual times for transitions. These build participation without forcing public speaking, which directly supports Sarah. And parent and carer communication is tailored to each family. For Amara's parents, who are strong advocates, I send strength-based emails after the lesson celebrating her participation and achievement, not only her adjustments. For Sarah's parents, I specifically share her written and one-on-one contributions, reframing silence as engagement and reassuring them that I understand selective mutism. Ethan, whose parents are separated, the school requires communication with both households. I sent identical updates to both, maintaining private around the cyberbullying incident and coordinate with the school counselor. For Ryan, whose mother works for chefs, I use the homeschool communication book with a specific positive note every day, not just when the problems occur. I use early intervention strategies to prevent escalation. These include pre-correction, stating the expectations before a risky transition, active scanning, witness to notice, and redirect early. Private redirection using quiet cues, which is critical for Ryan, who escalates when embarrassed. For Ryan, I also offer a moment break or choice. For example, you can take 2 minutes in the calm corner or complete the card sorted at your desk, giving him take up time and preserving his dignity. For Ethan, structure and relationship are key. His predictable role and private check-ins prevent withdrawal. The school PBL framework is woven throughout. Be kind is the lesson topic itself, respectful online communication. Be brave is Sarah, contributing in written, and Ethan re-engaging with difficult topic. Be your best is effort towards the success criteria and making positive choices. No lesson plan survives first contact with students. Let me identify one specific moment where strategy might fail. The moment is during the collaborative charter task. Ryan, seated near chatty peers, becomes overstimulated and begins calling out. My planned private redirection is not settled with him. My alternative response is calm, private, structured choice. I quiet approach and say, Ryan, you have two choices. You can take 2 minutes at the calm corner, or you can complete the card sort version of the charter at my desk. Your call. I then give take up time and reconnect with specific praise when he returns. This professional decision protects his dignity and autonomy, avoids his known trigger, and keeps the learning expectation intact. These 5 references underpin the presentation: the Disability Standard for Education 2005, the E-Safety Commissioner Toolkit, and the Australian Professional Standard for Teachers. Together, they cover both required jurisdictions and the education theory threaded throughout. Thank you. I'm happy to take any question.